All right, now I gotta go back. And I know you millennial and Gen Z kids. That's why I set up here's the short version. You want the clips version? Because go buy the bike link down below. There. Now you don't have to continue. I was shocked when Rolo said, yeah, watch your viewing metrics, just how few people actually go beyond, say, 5-10 minutes. Guys, not everything is a punch and a delivery show. I know you like, 10-second sound bites on the news, oh, Republicans suck. Ooh, see what? Oh, time for a commercial break. Why is the country not going the way I want it? I don't know. Some answers are not 5 seconds. So I'll sit down. I'm going to tell you a story so you understand why I'm promoting an electric bike. So I built the house and all this stuff, year of hell, but hard work and everything. And now it's settled. And now I can move on to some projects and hobbies I've always kind of wanted to do. One of which might surprise you is, for lack of a better word to describe it better, clean energy. And the reasons for that is not because I care about the environment. I'm doing it to get off grid. I want to do it myself. If you have somebody install solar panels or a wind system, the labor makes it not cost effective. And if you do it yourself, it can't, and you do it right. There's a key thing. You do it right. It's cost effective. So there was a financial incentive, and I just wanted to do with it. I wanted to get into tinkering. In addition to this list, there's power paragliding, distilling scotch. I want to start making batches of scotch, not only for fun and maybe for sale. I guess I haven't gone that far, but down the road when I'm older, I'll have like a kind of an investment. It's also manly as hell. But I thought, oh, it'd be cool. Like if the lights go out, that's a possibility with all these liberal arts majors and not enough electricians. I don't know. Right? Right? Am I right? I'm kind of like, boy, you can't even find. I had to fix my own plumbing. Why? Plumber's not around. But I could go down to the local university, get someone to correct my dangling participles. I can get myself a master's in English person to tell me I'm really, really bad at speaking English. Anyway, so I want to have some kind of backups. And I was in the back of my mind, maybe a distant third or fourth. Okay, maybe if I had like an electric scooter or something, because I have some solar panels that I bought, this system. And if I need to go a long distance and I had some kind of electric power, I could power my way to whatever, maybe some friends in Wyoming. Like things got really bad here in South Dakota. This is how I think. This is where my mind goes because, well, housing never crashes, right? So, also not in nowhere, the fine men and women at VeloWave, which is a company that does a pedal assist bike, kind of electric bikes, they reached out to me. I think Kerry Lutz has one, and he was swearing by it. He loves the darn thing. Now, Kerry, if you haven't, you go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com. That's his site, his show. He was a big, fat, tall guy. And it's, he's getting up there in age, 60 something. And two things he did: took ballroom dancing. Aaron, this is amazing. This is what he started meeting the girls. He lost a lot. I think he lost like 60 pounds. And then he also got one of these pedal assist bikes that he swore by. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I got to get that. And if I had some solar powers to power it up, I give you a show. Hang on. Let me show you. Everyone wants an unboxing. Not the bike. So here's the solar power thing. It looks like a cooler. It's called Jackery. They're not sponsoring. Anyway, so the solar power is plug into that. Charges up the battery, and you could charge other things, including the battery that goes onto the VeloWave bike that I have, my electric bike. And so they sent it to me in the mail. You have to assemble it. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It's not overly complicated. It just takes about an hour. It helps I assemble bikes too. If you know how to assemble a bike, you can do this there. And so I charged it up. I'm like, okay, well, let's give her a spin. And so I took her down to the road. And it's different. It's really different. It's not a scooter where you just use electric power all the time. And it's not only a bike where you don't, it is a pedal assist. And the best way to describe it is, let's say you want to get into biking or you want to get some exercise, but say your job is 15 or 20 miles away. This would be perfect for it. This would be a great commute vehicle. If you want to get some exercise every day, but you aren't in good enough shape, or maybe you just don't want to do that at 6 a.m. There's some weirdos I worked with. They'd cycle to work all the time, except in winter, obviously. That's why I could see this being for, or you live in a major metro or a town where everything is like within an hour, like you actually live in a city center or a hamlet, or maybe you're on a resort town. That's what this would, it would be like a scooter that you got to get exercise. Because if you don't pedal, the engine don't kick in. And so I kind of wanted to test it. This I just got my feet wet first, figuring out how to work it. And basically, you have for pedaling, you got a gear shifter, only one set of gears, five gears. There's not like for those of you who are cyclists, you got 2 or 3 gears up front if you got a mountain bike, and then anywhere between 5 and 7 in the back. So this just has 5 gears. You could go all right. It's better than walking and better than running. But then you got this pedal assist, and you could on the left side, you could switch it from 1 to 5 as well. 5 being the highest. 1, I think 0 or maybe 0. Like you could just pedal the bike. So once I got that down, then it started to make sense. I'm like, okay, if I got to go to town, this will help me get there. And they got a little rack. I got the one with the 750-watt engine. They have a pure bike. Mine's more of a scooter-esque type of thing with a little bike rack on the back. They have one that's an actual bike with the 250-watt. I think that's more for you cyclists. I guess you want to go further distances, or you're afraid you're gonna not make it back after a century bike ride. But so I figured it out, and then the opportunity came up for me to use the darn thing. My truck needed some repairs. Great one was gone. Of course, DT can't help anybody, including himself. All right. So I'm like, well, let's toss this bike in the back. I'll drop the truck off over at the mechanics. I'll ride back down south of Hermosa and go ahead and see if it gets me there, gets me home. So I knew, I did the math. This has about a 12-mile range, depending on wind and uphill and all that. I ended up going and stopping at the gas station, recharging the battery a little bit. It took a while, but I was able to get up to town like 85% of the way, and I had to pedal the last 2 miles. Right, drop it off. Hey, can I use your charger? Sure. Charge it up. Wait a little bit. Had to wait like an hour because I just wanted to test it. They're not subsidizing me. They're sponsoring me. I want to put through its paces, so that's a drawback. You have to wait a bit. Doing my work on my phone, and okay, green light's on. Throw it back on the bike, and off we go. Have to pedal and make it to the gas station. Charge a little bit more, and I'm back home. It was cool. It was cool. And I won't lie, I wanted to test the battery, see how far it could go. So I was pedaling, but not really. The engine was doing all the work. I still got 12 miles out of it. And so I think, okay, a 12-mile range. Now, admittedly, it was windy. It was pretty flat. Not a lot of hills in between here and Rapid. But if you were like, if you're a pure cyclist, this isn't for you. If you want a scooter, go get a scooter. But if you want to get some exercise, but you want to increase your range, like let's say you're okay biking 5 miles to work. Well, not everyone lives 5 miles from work. You live 10 miles from work, that you could do it. This could replace your car. It will also cut down. Now, I got the solar panels, all right? Solar panels the battery takes about a day to charge. I think I get 2 charges out of that battery on the battery pack for the thing. But regardless, what you would do, you take the charger with you, right? You bike, I'd say you could get 15 miles if you're willing to bike an extra mile or 2, right? So you make it the 15-mile range to the office. You take the battery. You got to remember to plug it in. Otherwise, you got to pedal this bike. And this bike is heavy. So depending on if you want the lighter one or you're going for distance or what, make sure to plug it back in. You put it on the bike rack when 5 o'clock rolls around, and you quasi pedal yourself back home. Now, you're getting exercise both ways. You are saving a lot of money on gas. And here's the other thing a lot of you guys aren't thinking about. Okay, 5 miles, you get the bike. You have to worry about parking and all that. Boy, I really would like, there's a job I can't afford the rent near the job. I got to commute, I like my 5-mile radius range beforehand because that way I can bike or I can walk or run to work. But this one's 15 miles away. Well, that extra 10 miles might drastically drop the amount of rent you pay, more than offsetting the cost of one of these bikes. And bike prices range, I think, between $1,000. Like the luxury one is $2,100. Point being, it kills a lot of birds with one stone. You get your exercise, you cut back on gas. It could save you money on rent. And I found it to be fun. Now, me being me, I don't have anywhere to commute. I got to go to the mechanic again. This now, it has saved my butt once already. It will save my butt again down the road. But what I want to do is I kind of want to put this thing through its paces. I want to see if it can make it up Deadwood Mountain. I want to see if it can make it up that hill. So we're gonna do some filming and all that. You're gonna see Cappy on his electric bike. But I just like the fact that, okay, if there's an emergency, I have like a 12-mile range now with this bike, and I don't have to pedal. That's in addition to what I would pedal. And what's within 12 miles? Water, friends, other people with weapons. And you're crazy. You're worried about it. It would be good to have. If you take your solar panels with you, it's like, okay, I can go a distance here. Right? If you gotta hoof, whatever, let's say you gotta go, I don't know, 200 miles to your family's place or the family farm. All right. This is going to help out a lot instead of you hoofing it like they did in the road 200 miles, which I guess 20 miles a day, which is pretty aggressive. That's 10 days. This will make quick work of that. Make a lot of quick work. But I'm going to go have fun with it. I'm going to see what it can do. Like, can it get up Deadwood Mountain? Can it? I'm going to see if I can make it all the way down to Hot Springs. Like, if I can find enough charging stations, I might. One thing you may want to consider is getting 2 batteries. So you could double your range then, I guess, if you wanted to. You just swap one battery out for the other. But yeah, so it's a little hobby I've taken on. Something you guys might be interested in. And then especially if you're interested in losing weight, getting a little bit of exercise on your way to work, but not having it be too painful, this is the perfect introductory bike for it. Absolutely. What else am I going to do? I'm looking at wind. That's the next thing where I directly hook it up to my house. That obviously is a battery. I can just pull that around. Right now I got it hooked up to my space heater. So Cappy's already become environmentally conscious. It really isn't for that. I just think it's kind of fun to tinker with. But yeah, the wind. Because if I get above the tree line, I can capture some pretty good wind. All right. Let's see. We got any super chats? No super chats. There you guys go. So the link is down below. Oh, and they give you a discount. If you use Aaron, you get $200 off the Prado S. That's the variant I got. I pulled a screenshot. Mine's red. That's the bike I have. So you get $200 off the Prado S. But they have other types and variants out there. So we'll see you guys later. Toodles.